Talker 2000 says, God bless Terry, referring to our discussion of Mr. Funk. He set a precedent for what a hard worker and old school wrestler should be. From his time in Texas to ECW and Japan, he was an innovator in the squared circle. No pun intended, Tommy Dreamer. He probably wrestled longer than he should have, but that's how much he loved this business. Had a chance to talk to Terry once after an indie show I went to. Very humble guy, loved his fans, and would make time for you. That to me is a real gentleman. May you rest peacefully, Terry. Thank you for all the great memories you left us. Yeah, Terry, universally put over by anybody I've ever spoken to, fan or worker.
Yeah, he was really, I mean, that was, there's like different golden eras, but like that's, that era, I think his dad's territory was Amarillo. I think that's where he was, like that Amarillo, him but yeah.
Dory Sr., and then, then Terry and Dory out of the Amarillo area. And, so that, may Terry long be remembered. Lakota Gallagher, who sent a $4.99 tip to us through YouTube. We thank you for that. Certainly don't have to do that, but that is nice to pay a little additional for what you like to listen to. Lakota says, I've been a total fan of Mr. Nash for many years. So glad to know I was right about him all these years later. Love the stories, and thank you, Sean, for guiding us all through. Take care, gentlemen. Very nice of you, Lakota, to do that. Thank you very much.
Glad I didn't disappoint you in real life.
Right, exactly. But that's always great. When you meet, now on film sets and stuff, you must have run into people, and even in the sports world, you run into people that you looked up to as a kid, and you're like, oh, please don't be a dick. Please don't be a dick. You go in with all this stuff.
Being 6'10", man, it's rare somebody just use. I mean, they don't usually show too much of a dick card.
To borrow a line from Joe Pesci, to be told just once.
Yeah, they don't do it, man. They just.
Well, maybe if not you, but you could see somebody being an asshole to somebody else, and that could definitely register with you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I've been blessed in life that mostly like assholes kind of stay away from me. We got this thing here.
Like Rocksteady did when he asked, did either of you work with the great Rip Torn? Did he share similar love for wine? I didn't. I loved him on the Gary Shandling. It wasn't called the Gary. Was it called? No, it was called. What was that? Where he was the host. We've talked about that show.
Larry Sanders Show.
Larry Sanders Show. That was it, right? Yeah. Rip Torn was great as the producer on that. Did you do anything with him ever?
No.
And I'm sure. I mean, who knows? If Rip loved wine, is that a thing? Like, did people know Rip loved wine? I don't know. Have to. Well, he's passed, hasn't he? So it's we have no opportunity to ask him. Fernum Schneevitz, your brother requested more Fernum Schneevitz, so here he is. You mentioned hotels on the road back in the day. How often was the bed not big enough for your height? I'm just over 6 feet tall, and sometimes my feet are hanging off a hotel bed.
I mean, when you got doubles, you're fucked. You have to sleep sideways. Corner to corner. King size bed. I still have to kitty corner myself.
Yeah, see, that's funny. I never thought about that. Well, probably
king size bed
7 feet, but
yeah, king size bed 6'6". So,
which hotels did you favor a chain when you guys had to book your own stuff? Did you favor a certain chain?
Shit, I mean, I think you and I were having this conversation the other day. It was, when we were on the road, 310, 320 days a year. You drove to the next town and you found a hotel. It was like, okay, like, you want to get off in this exit? All right, let's get off in this exit. There's 4 hotels. And then the best ones were the red roof ends because they were cheap, and if you got a bottom floor, you could back the car right up to the door. You didn't have to drag your bags all over the place. So those were like, in the wintertime, they're a little stiff when you open the door to go get towels or something from the maid. You gotta, you're in the elements. But
what was the one that was filled? There was a festival we were talking about, and you ended up having to sleep on the hood of the car because
we were in Thunder Bay, and there was some kind of a festival, and we didn't have rooms. I mean, it was a small, it was Thunder Bay's. This is Thunder Bay's second week in a row that they've been mentioned, because last week I talked about working at Independent with Terry Funk. But we were up in Thunder Bay. And I don't remember what exactly festival they had going on, but they had something going on, and man, it was packed. In the summertime.
So you go out to the Chevy Lumina gimmick. What did you have?
No, we were. There was it was me, Henning, Scott, and Sean. I think we had a Lincoln Town Car, but like that big Lincoln Town Car that you could put, 8 bodies in the trunk.
And laid the hood and windshield, because your legs would hang off the hood too, obviously.
Put your head and back against the windshield, and I did that in the military. You get a couple hours sleep, and you have to put that camouflage shit over the top of your vehicle, and then you just lay on the hood.
Wow. Anything from the audience? What do we got here? From our live audience that you could be a part of if you go to kliqthis.com.